Body Blazers presents Wiki Warcraft 2. Today's episode we have Team Dynasty Virus versus Team Dynasty WG. Game number 4, I believe, of this series. Seppi out there in the Watchers, as well as War 2 Teacher, aka Terracon from Clan Absolutely Synergetic. That sugar must be like 4 years old, says Seppi. Well, it takes 4 years for it to get from the sugarcane fields in the Bahamas all the way up into the Finnish territory, which Seppi hails from. When does a diamond melt? Does it? Ooh, when a lot of other diamonds cut it up into very small pieces. Oh my gosh. Don't lag again, says Team Dynasty Virus. And Seppi, did you lag? I don't know. We're back to this Wiki Warcraft 2 extravaganza without getting distracted by these players and their shenanigans. Gotta advertise for Body Blazers, gotta advertise for War2.ru, have to advertise for War2USA.com, and there's the lag. He was in the kitchen. That's where he's going, back to the kitchen to get that sugar. And gotta advertise for GOG Galaxy of Games, the legal way to play Wiki Warcraft 2, and Troggle Arts every other weekend or every single weekend. Check out his streaming schedule to see when he plays next. Seppi says he's not doing anything. You're not lagging, that's for sure, so you gotta be doing something. Team Dynasty Virus, what a crackerjack barrel over here. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and talk about this game. So at the 4 o'clock spot, the 5 o'clock spot, I should say. Well, not a bad spot at all. And Cake 420, you versus Wild. Nice. It's interactive. Here comes Here comes the initial scout grunt from the 9 and 11 o'clock spot. That could point towards the 12-2 build, depending on which direction that grunt was moving. Team Dynasty Virus is going to bet on it being the 9-11 o'clock spot, though, I do believe. And he's going to go for his lumber mill, 9-11 o'clock spot. A very early rushing spot, but also very good at the technology game and dueling. So he's going to have that lumber mill. So he's ready if it is such of a duel or technology build. He himself is ready with that lumber mill. And Seppi was dropped from the game for a lag. He must be in the kitchen again, cooking on up. Ooh, look at here. It is the 9-11 indeed. So Team Dynasty Virus has a nice grunt army. He's going to try to target fire that. And then smooth the liggity micro from both these players. It was just amazing. So there's the level upgrade from the blacksmith. 2 more grunts. Going to pull on back. Regroup. And is he getting... Yes, he's going to be a wall up and a catapult. And then he'll likely send those grunts out again so we can get a little more scouting information. Alright, here comes 3 grunts. Team Dynasty Virus in the agreement. 3 more grunts moving on along. They're going to be coming over here to the southern sections of the 9-11 o'clock spot. And nice, a catapult's going to be a route just in time to stave off this attack. So as long as that 3rd peon doesn't get there, it needs to get back up. And he will do just exactly that. Catapult out. And these grunts are staved off before they strike a single blow. Now, Team Dynasty Virus wants to get into the soft underbelly of his opponent. So he's scouting out here around the southerly sections, and he's gonna barely not miss the chop out. So if he would just waited a few more mere moments, but he'll keep those grunts available in case his opponent missed the sighting of those grunts. But I think the peon shares the same range of sight as the grunts, so likely the peon was spotted. And WG can't, or not. Holy cannoli, the grunts move on in. And they're going to get themselves a huge game-changing assault here on these peons. This is just about a GG, especially as the peon strike force tries its best to defend, but there is no defense here, ladies and gentlemen, and the grunts run wild. This is GG. I want to thank you guys all for tuning in. Tune in next time because this game is pretty much over. Look at the grunts. Look at the miggity micro on these grunts. Not a whole lot that can be done. And now tier number 2 is all that his opponent is, while tier number 3, and count them 3 tiers from the eyes of Team Dynasty Virus' opponent WG. Team Dynasty Virus showing why he's got double the championship rings that WG has. Although WG got his ooh, with the F-bombs. Team Dynasty WG dropping the F-bomb. And he wants to let his opponent know, Team Dynasty Virus, that while he was 2-time world champion, WG has his championship ring way earlier than Team Dynasty Virus, as Team Dynasty Virus did not get a world championship ring till, I don't know which War 2 festival. Well, the second wiki world champion of the world ever was, in fact, WG. Valkyrie was the first, WG the second. But inside this game, it is Team Dynasty Virus mopping the floor with Team Dynasty WG. The floor looks good. He must be one of those long-haired hippie folk. Because Team Dynasty Virus mopping the floor with him. Alright, so Virus is going to try the same trick twice. He wants to move a couple of grunts out to the southerly sections of that 9 o'clock base. And he wants to maybe get a couple of Bloodlust Ogres in there. But he's very comfortable sitting in there. He's got a couple of cushions probably on his chair because he's very comfortable sitting here in knowing that he's ahead. Doesn't feel the need to be too aggressive, as the game has already pretty much been won in his favor, so he can just capitalize on this achievement and secure the game and secure his expansion here. Here's Bloodlust, so Bloodlusted Ogre's gonna begin knocking at that back door while the front door is kicked in by these 5 Bloodlusted Ogres. Oh my gosh, he wasn't even close to getting tier number 3, using an Ogre Mount to wall that area up. Didn't have another Ogre Mount building. There should be a catapult or a cannon tower there to defend. So Team Dynasty Virus just going to make sure. Whoa, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The 11 o'clock spot was exactly what the reason might have been for the faulty defenses. Team Dynasty WG needed to defend that 11 o'clock spot as well, so was unable to deal with the sneaky backdoor antics of his opponent, Team Dynasty Virus. Up to 3-4 barracks, count them, and 2 Death and Decay temples. Temples of the darned, gosh golly darn it. Gonna be building himself one of these to bring to the backside of that 9 o'clock spot. While there were quite a few grunts, actually, now that I ponder the idea, in the early game, so WG likely didn't have a serious duel up there at the 11 o'clock spot. Will there be an Eye of Kilrog to check that out? But most certainly does have an expansion up there now. Although we only saw 1 peon up there to repair, so it is quite possible he didn't even have the chance to expand. Well, either which way, we've already decided this game in favor of Team Dynasty Virus. We're just moving through the motions right now, because it would be one heck of a comeback if he was able to. Look at this. Can't blame this leg on Seppi. Yes, there is a cannon tower, and there's a good group up of Bloodlusted Ogres, so Team Dynasty WG making quite the comeback here pretty early on. Maybe he did actually have that 11 o'clock expansion a little earlier than we had earlier, I guess, anticipated or thought he might have done. All right, 3 ogres gonna run away from the army. You're gonna choose that to scout out. Is WG doing some crazy stuff here? I don't know. Now, hasted DK on the way, most likely to that underbelly of the small 9 position. So if the small 9 position is walled off, it could save that 9 o'clock spot from one heck of a death and decay attack. And Team Dynasty Virus begins initial plans to inhabit that 4 o'clock spot. So he'll start setting up his scout farms. Here's that hasty DK on the way to the small 9 position, as predicted. That's why they pay me the big bucks. And he's able to run past one patrolling ogre, and will he get there for that touchdown? No, Bloodlusted Ogre's there to punch him in the face. Good job from Team Dynasty WG, using that scout ogre to scout out the DK, and then bulleting up a couple other ogres to punch him in the face. Here's a nice scout grunt from WG, one of the leftover forces from earlier on in the game, still patrolling and doing its duty. These ogres think they're gonna get somewhere. They're not. And I can tell you right now, Team Dynasty Virus, 2-time world champion, not gonna be intimidated by a couple of slowpoke ogres here. Still, that did stay off an attack at the 9 o'clock spot. So good job from WG, keeping on the offensive here and able to pull himself a little bit back in the game. But as Team Dynasty Virus is now getting dragons, you know that he's pretty far ahead. Wouldn't have to spend the time to get dragons if he was way behind. And dragons can be pretty useful in this game, as WG has yet to make an appearance with Death and Decay of his own. So here's another hasted DK moving on out. So you can see where the Death Knight technology really has helped him in this game. This time he's accompanied by a couple of Bloodlusted Ogres. So while Team Dynasty Virus is going to catch the front door off guard, going to catch the back door off guard as well. This was going to be, I think, a G, ladies and gentlemen, as there's going to be no expansion. Not while Virus is around here. We got a couple messages from War 2 Teacher. He says, how the F do I subscribe to... Oh my gosh, Team War 2 Teacher, this is PG-13, please. I don't need to block you because you put TF, Team Fortress, in there. And he wonders how to do an even normal subscriber. Well, Team TerrorCon from Missouri. He's that's how they talk down in Missouri. You can watch his videos at War 2 Teacher, in which he has that Missouri slang or twang or drawl, I guess you would say, but quite easy on the ears, yeah. Very. You just gotta wait a little bit longer to hear everything. Not as long as those in Louisiana, because those guys talk so slow. But Missouri, they talk about half as quick as us up here in the Great Lake region of Minnesota. There's a nice pause in the game. And he can't win this leg, so he's going to kick out TerrorCon. GTFO TerrorCon. Oh, yeah. And TerrorCon from Clan Absolute Synergy can watch that by watching its Virus's Twitch TV or watching my YouTube channel right here, which he's doing right now. Shout out to TerrorCon, actually, but he might not be watching this because you've already seen this game. Wiki Warcraft 2, brought to you by war2.ru and the magnificent Russians and all the Russians who bring the blessings in our lives, such as this microphone provided by Ono, as well as provided by the Russians. So DK is finally underway from Team Dynasty WG, but Team Dynasty Virus has just been laying the smack down on WG all game. Gonna make this a 14 versus 3, so soon now to be 15 games win streak and only 3 losses, so not too shabby for a player like Virus, especially since against one of the world-class players, WG. WG is known to be so good at Warcraft 2. Uh, Not all the time. Sometimes he's pretty rusty. But you would be too if you this is over a 25-year period. It's 25 years ago, or 27 years ago, back in the early days, back when my false teeth didn't fall out. Ha ha ha! Wiki wiki warcraft 2. Anyway, back then WG, that was before. Oh, and he's broken in here and started disrupting this gold flow. Gosh, is this game ever gonna end? Let's read more comments by War 2 Teacher. Let's go, says War 2 Teacher. WG is new. 3 to 14 incoming. So I think that was back when it was 3 to 14. So it's 3 to 15 now. So smiley face GGNISCEEELOL. And yeah, I agree. That's all what War 2 Teacher said. And good job, War 2 Teacher. You just taught us how to be lame in the comments section. Anyway. WG has really been making a comeback. That's probably why the Terracon had to get the boot, because WG has just been on fire so far this game here. Despite all of the assaults from Team Dynasty Virus, WG has had an answer to every single one of them. And, you know, even if the President of the United States was calling, Virus would not be able to answer it because he's too enthralled in this game and he's on the defensive. Can you believe it? Has WG made the comeback of the century and able to defeat Team Dynasty Virus? Team Dynasty Virus a little bit at loss for words. How did he get to this point? When did it happen? How did it happen? Perhaps it was because he had that early duel early on, but we'll never know. You'll have to ask Terracon from Clan Absolute Synergy, who could leave that section in the comment section below down there, and maybe he'll tell you how early that duel happened, because he was there, bro. Alright, dragons actually making themselves pretty useful, and the middle spot has been thwarted for the moment. Look at that. A quick succession of DK death coils were able to take down that defensive DK from pretty good stuff. But the 8 o'clock spot under threat. So Team Dynasty Virus still has a good bankroll going. Needs to get that 3 o'clock spot up and at him. So maybe, I don't know if he wants to send a dragon over there to clear the Scout Grunt, or maybe just a couple of ogres. He's going to be assaulting the middle. No, he's going to continuously go for the small 9 spot. He's got DK's Temples of the Darned down here, so he can continuously death and decay that small 9 spot. But he needs to control that middle. So here comes the Bloodlusted Ogres, and there's a DK spot with the Ogre and the DK on the inside of his base. Who would have expected that? Not I, says Team Dynasty WG. Okay, the game marches on. Moving on into the 20-some minute mark. Definitely not going to be able to post this on the Body Blazers page. Most certainly not going to be able to post this on Ray Schmidt Warcraft 2, or just Ray Schmidt. Probably going to have to go into the Justin Schmidt Warcraft 2 channel, so if you're watching this, which would include the Trug Alert. Hey, Trug Alert, I'm glad you made it. I'm so sorry for our current litigation between the lawyers of our LLCs, depending on what. I mean, I know that you want to keep it the Trug Alert show, because you do all the work and it is your show, but I'm just a greedy jerk and I want it to be the Trug Alert show. I mean, what the heck? My name should be first. This is outrageous. I come before you in the alphabet. See, I sound like my lawyer now here, because I mean, is it Trug Alert or Trug Alert first? I don't know. But my lawyer told me which argument to use, and that's what I'm going with. So, wiki Warcraft 2. But anyway, big shout out to you, even though that we are arguing through our lawyers an open litigation on whether or not the Trug Alert show should be called the Trug Alert show. Alright, here comes a Death Coil. Nice defense here. And he's able to take down the small 9 spot. So I think that Team Dynasty Virus might have stabilized this or not. Here's a huge strike towards his production. So now that he's secured the small 9, he needs to get his opponent out of that middle of the clock spot. But will he be able to do exactly this? Rather than moving on to the 9, he's going to group up his everything and then move him over to the middle and then the 8 o'clock spot as well. And no moves towards that 3 o'clock spot, but a lot of peon kills here. And wow, Team Dynasty WG barreling down the middle towards his base. He's really gonna. Oh my gosh! Look at the ogres on this guy. He's just got so many ballisted ogres. I didn't think it was possible to have that many ballisted ogres. But Team Dynasty WG showing why the middle has the many mines, and why he is the second all-time world champion of Warcraft 2. So even back then, when he was earning his championship ring, he was a Team Dynasty. So he probably says, respect me, bro. You might be the founder of Team Dynasty, but I am the single Team Dynasty tag holder that has held that championship ring until you could get one of your own 2 flashy rings. But ha 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 ha, Team Dynasty WG is really given a game. No one expected, certainly not I, expected him to bring the action quite like he's brought it here today. Wiki Warcraft 2. All right, this might be a GG though, as we finally see and a GG from Wargasm. All right, thank you guys all for tuning in. Tune in next time when we have yet another Wiki Warcraft 2 audio presentation brought to you in part by Terror Con from Clan Absolute Synergy, who has the best smiley faced emoji I've ever seen. Peace out, homies.